Welcome to the Southwest Florida Online News Podcast, hosted by Angelina Asante.
Hi, this is Angelina Asante. Welcome to this episode of Southwest Florida Online News. Today we have Steve Liddle, who is a retired bench coach for the Detroit Tigers. I'm so excited to meet you. And this is an introduction that Victor made, and I'm grateful for that because we're in a famous baseball park, Terry Park in downtown Fort Myers.
Yes.
And you're part of this league, Ponce de Leon, so they're having spring training right now. How are you involved in this?
Well, the Ponce de Leon Baseball League approached me some 25 years ago, and the Ponce de Leon Baseball League is a group of men in Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore areas. They have 700 men in this league.
Wow.
The reason why they named it Ponce de Leon is because Ponce de Leon was the explorer that was searching for the fountain of youth. And the sport of baseball, these guys have figured out, is the fountain of youth. The sport is, they're trying to use the sport to keep them young. And so we have guys here playing this week that range from age 35 all the way to 81 years of age. And so it's quite an age difference. So we have a little special rules that we incorporate to kind of help out so we can make the game fun for all ages.
Now, when you came over yesterday, you said, look at this catcher, he's 80. And I was shocked because not only did he look young, but he's way more flexible than people half of his age.
Yeah, and some of these guys, they never played in high school, didn't play in college, but they were looking for something, but they loved the sport. And they were looking for something that they could do at a level and still enjoy it. And sure enough, now for the 80-year-old, he played a little bit in college, so his skill set is diminished over the years, but his mechanics and how he goes about things are still some things that he gathered in his youth, and he hasn't forgotten them, and that's why he's able to play at 80 years old.
Now, you've got a lot of current MLB guys in this. Would you consider this a fantasy camp?
Well, it's their fantasy. We're just here to support that. And also, these guys being baseball junkies, my coaching staff, we don't play games with them, but we try to give them a little more information to where if we can improve their footwork a little bit, regardless of your age, you can do some few little subtle things to help you to where you can continue to enjoy the game. And that's kind of what we do, on our staff. So I have good teachers, and that's why these guys that work this camp with me, most of them have been in professional the game for 30 years or more.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a lot of knowledge and know how to teach. That's important.
Well, and I've been able to talk to some of your campers this week. Everybody's got a smile on their face. Everybody is having such a good time here.
That's what it's all about. I mean, it's all about having a good time. And I think that speaks volumes to why this is our 25th year. And we have probably a handful of guys that's lived long enough to be all 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And our staff I would say the majority of my staff here have been here every year too.
So, and it's been at Terry Park the whole time?
It has been. It used to be the guy named Jerry Babbitt used to have a youth clinic and he was based out of Maryland, but he also did a Christmas time camp, and it was in Sarasota. And he wanted to move it a little further south, and Don Cooper, who was the pitching coach of the White Sox, recommended me because I lived down here in Fort Myers, and that's how I got involved with it.
So can you tell everybody why you lived in Fort Myers?
Well, it's because I was I worked for the Minnesota Twins for 28 years, and I was a minor league coach with the Twins, and that's why we lived down here, my family, and we lived down here in Fort Myers. And then I oversaw the minor leagues. I helped oversee the minor leagues for a few years before I became a major league coach. And we had a rookie ball team based out of here and a Class A ball team based out of here. So that helped me, with spring training and the minor league instructional league after the season was over. That made our decision, my wife and I's decision on where to live, down here in Fort Myers.
So now you had your own lengthy career in baseball, playing baseball.
Yeah, I not as long as I wanted to. Of course, everybody wants to play, keep playing, but I got hurt. I was a catcher, and I got my elbow reconstructed my second year on the 40-man roster, and so I never made it to the major leagues as a player. But the Twins saw something in me. They saw leadership skills in me, and I think being a catcher helped that. Helped me with that. Maybe being the oldest of four boys helped me that acquire that skill set too. But anyway, they offered me a managing job, while I was playing, and And so therefore I just started managing. I knew that my arm was hurting too much to play, and I wanted to stay in the sport. And I was blessed enough to get an opportunity, and God opened the door for me, and I took it.
So, and then you used to play with Victor.
I played with Victor in Portland. As a matter of fact, when I was in Portland was the year our manager had to quit in the middle of the season, and we had won the first half, and the Twins flew in and asked me if I could be a player coach. And that's how I knew Victor, and we became friends instantly. I will just say this about Vic. He is probably the nicest person I have ever known. He is so true to what you see is Vic, and he just people just love being around him because he's just passionate, and he is a servant. It's not about himself, it's about others, and you need to see that in him.
So now, how old do you have to be to play into this league right here?
Well, we have grandsons come. We've had 3 generations at one time.
I love that.
But if you're 35 or younger, you can't pitch. I just don't want guys throwing 80 miles an hour to an 80-year-old.
Right.
So we do have, a few little rules like that. The other thing, if you hit a ball to the outfield, it's a base hit. They can't throw you out at first base because they got guys that just barely can run, and yet they still want to hit the ball. And the guys that can't run, a lot of them pitch. So, it helps everybody out. I want everybody to have a good time.
Now we're sitting in the stadium right now, and we just heard the beautiful crack of the bat. So Wednesday's a special day here. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, Wednesday is Wood Bat Day, and so everybody has to use a wood bat. And one of the things I'm concerned with a league like this where we have various age groups is exit velocity off the bat. Some of these aluminum bats, that are used back in the older days, they use a trampoline effect where the bat actually pushes the ball off the bat. And so when you have a 75-year-old pitcher, I worry about a comeback or a ball hit off the bat coming back to him, and his reaction time maybe not what it used to be some 50 years ago, them getting out of the way. So injuries is probably injuries and weather, as the camp director, are my 2 biggest concerns.
Well, and I did notice, like at our fantasy camp, they have the screens to protect the pitchers, and they don't have that here.
No, we try to keep we try to keep as much baseball as we can, but then again, I am worried about exit velocities, and so when we play on Wednesday, it's my way of trying to say, hey, the camp may go to all wood bat here one of these days, so just be ready for that.
Well, I just want to thank you for taking your time out to talk to us about this camp. And I love what you guys are doing here. This is really fun as a spectator to come and watch this.
Well, you're welcome. We've also had ladies participate in the camp. We've probably had, out of 24 years, we've probably had a third of that time where we've had 2, maybe 3 ladies, that also participate.
Well, you might get 2 more ladies next year.
Well, that'll be just fine. Because as you see, regardless of your skill set and your talent level, there's an opportunity here to have fun.
All right. Well, thank you. Congratulations, all your success in the major leagues. That's exciting. And thanks for talking to us about Ponce de Leon. This is Angelina Asante signing off.